In his room, Akira Uno bid farewell to the Infinity game he made 15 years ago. He said goodbye to his main character named Hakudo Kunai. When it was midnight, suddenly Akira's body moved into the game and found himself turning into Kunai.
Oyasumi.
天使が絶望する世界聞いてほしい英治のベルはいつだって
なんだこれ大森林半端ねなんだこの靴なんか嫌なインフィニティゲームの魔王
Suddenly a girl named Ekyu came and told him to hurry away. Not long after, a gigantic demonic figure came and intended to attack him. Akira tried to remember Kanei's moves while playing the game. He easily defeated the demon. Aku was surprised at his strength and called out to Mao. Akira introduced himself as Kunai and explained that he had nothing to do with the Demon King. He was trying to ask Aku if he knew a country called Japan, but Aku replied that she didn't know about it and explained that that country was the Holy Light Kingdom. The people there worshipped an angel named Cherub. Aku explained that the Cherub was a divine being who sealed a gigantic monster long ago. Akira thought why he could be summoned into the game. He guessed that what the people of that country had summoned were actually Kunai. Akira suggested Aku to clean herself since her body was so dirty, and he would wait for her. When Aku threw herself into the lake, she thought of the real Akira and assumed he was a good man. Akira then took out the soap and towel from his item file and gave them to Aku. After that, he decided to go around just in case. Akira checked his skill point, which was reduced a lot. He knew that points for improving skills could be earned from fighting. A while later, he returned to see Aku, who called him Mao. She wanted to return the towel. Akira asked if a demon like the one that appeared before always came to the village. Aku mentioned that a demon named Griol didn't appear there often. If often, then the country was definitely destroyed. Akira was surprised to find the demon he killed turned out to be very dangerous. He then asked where the monster's lair was and planned to kill more to increase his skill points. Akira then saw Aku's injured leg and decided to carry the girl because he was in a hurry. But Aku refused and said that her filthy body could not be attached to a demon king's body. She said that all this time, she had only been a burden to the village and worked as a garbage collector and disposed of human waste. Because of her smell, the people in the village made her an offering to the Griol. According to them, people would be stained if they touched her. But Akira didn't care and still carried Aku. Akira told that it was not that easy for humans to be tarnished. If they got dirty, their bodies just needed to be cleaned, and they would be as good as new again. On the way to the Shrine of Request, Akira tried to test Aku to read the writing. He was a little relieved that Aku could understand the language he spoke a bit. It wasn't long before they finally arrived at their destination. Akira smelled a strong smell and asked Aku to wait for him. When Akira reached the inside of the shrine, he saw several corpses lying around and a statue of a god talking to him. He suspected that the statue had summoned him to that place, but the statue said the dead people asked her to summon the Demon King. Akira asked the god statue to return him to his original world. The god statue refused, which would go against the summoner's will. Before it crumbled to ashes, the god statue gave a ring and hoped that Akira's wish would come true.
俺を元の世界に戻して
召喚者の願いに反最後の来訪者となる
お前ふざけんな
これを与える
こんな指輪つけて歩くとか罰
我とて元お主の願い
A while later, after leaving the shrine, he asked Aku about a major city in the country. Aku told him they could go to the capital of the Holy Light Kingdom. She explained her desire to come with Akira because she would not be welcome back in the village. Akira agreed and carried Aku back to the village to get some things. Arriving at the village, he put on Lost Mode and saw the villagers oppressing Aku. When he became furious, the ring in Akira's hand earlier glowed and ordered Akira to kill everyone there. He tried to go against the ring's will and released his Lost Mode to catch the stones the residents threw at Aku. The people in the village became scared after hearing Aku calling Akira the Demon King. Akira then taught them a lesson by setting fire to one of the houses. He then picked Aku up and asked her to continue their journey. When it was late afternoon and dark, Akira took 2 objects from his item file and turned them into a base. He informed her that they would rest there for the night first. While Aku was taking a bath, Kunai laid down and realized that there was a moon in this world too. He then wondered, if he increased his skill points, would he be able to return to his original world? but since the god statue summoned him to the world, he guessed that he could only return to the world if he found a figure similar to the god statue, so he could make a wish to return home. Kunai hoped that he could get a lead in the capital. In the morning, Kunai and Aku continued their journey. From the cliff, a group of mole bandits led by O Wengol was waiting for the holy maiden named Luna Elegant to be killed. He guessed the two people were bait. O Wengol then ordered his men to attack both of them. Kunai had apparently noticed the presence of the bandits and asked Aku to take cover behind him. When several spears and arrows were fired, Kunai spawned a shield to block them. When the bandits appeared, O Wengol was surprised to see Kunai's face, similar to his real manager's. Aku advised Kunai to run away. One of O Wengol's men tried to attack him, but Kunai threw his body away with just one flick. O Wengol panicked and called Kunai a witch. Suddenly, a light attack was thrown at them, and it turned out to be Luna who came. The bandits then decided to run away, but Luna prevented them and issued a gold slash attack. Kunai intended to activate his shield but failed. He realized that Luna was a player over level 30, so his shield could not block the attack. Kunai asked why Luna attacked them. Luna told that as a holy maiden, she was only tasked with eradicating evil creatures. Luna then introduced herself as one of the holy maidens. Kunai said Elegant didn't suit Luna because she shot magic without a preamble. Luna became annoyed and ordered her troops to capture Kunai. When the troops charged, Kunai instantly activated his shield and finished them off. He caught Luna and punished her by spanking her buttocks. A while later, after getting the money from Luna, Kunai continued and invited Aku to stay in town. They then arrived at Yahoo's trading city and had a look around. Kunai bought sete for Aku and then went to a hotel and rented the nicest room. Aku mentioned that the room made her feel like royalty. Then Kunai invited Aku to go out for a fancy dinner. But before that, Kunai took Aku to a fashion shop and asked the shop owner to get the best clothes for her. After trying on a piece of dress, Kunai complimented Aku that it looked gorgeous. Kunai then asked the shop owner to wrap up all the clothes there. They then went to a restaurant and ordered steak and wine. The people who were there saw Kunai and called him a landlord. Aku then asked why Kunai treated her so well because she would do anything to return the favor. It was then that Luna came over and grumbled. She accused Kunai of stealing her money. Kunai explained that the money was the compensation he should have gotten. Luna denied it and said if she didn't give him the money, Kunai wouldn't stop spanking her. Kunai then told Luna to stop nagging and asked her to sit down. At first she refused, but when Kunai threatened to spank her again, Luna complied immediately. A few moments later, when Kunai and Aku returned to the inn, Luna returned and told her that she had no money to stay overnight. Kunai then gave a bag of money to Luna, but Luna said because Kunai was staying at the hotel with her money, she also had the right to stay in that room. After Luna and Aku finished bathing, Kunai asked for an explanation about the cherub. Luna told that cherub disappeared after all the strength was used to defeat the demon Griol. Despite that, in the Holy Light Kingdom, archangels, throne, and seraphim guided the people so that the people's peace would not be disturbed. The next day, Kunai asked again where throne and seraphim were. Luna said the two had not appeared for a long time, so she did not know where they were. But according to rumors, the god statue they encountered in the shrine yesterday was the throne. Kunai then went around town to earn money. He went to an antique shop and sold a bowl for the highest price of 5 gold coins. Just as Kunai was planning to return to the inn to invite Luna and Aku out to eat, he was startled by a woman's voice. The woman ordered Luna to come out. Kunai looked at the marching troops and a woman who introduced herself as the Killer Queen. Luna ran towards the woman she called sister. The Killer Queen scolded Luna because she was desperate to fight the Demon King alone. Luna told her that she had managed to beat him and drive the Demon King was crazy with her buttocks. Suddenly, a group of black-hooded Satanists appeared and attacked the Killer Queen, but the woman easily repelled the attack. Kunai recognized the group's clothes as the same as the corpse he had seen in the Shrine of Request. He decided to hide while Luna, the Killer Queen, and their troops fought the Satanists. A Satanist soldier opened a chest to reveal a moving black shadow. When the shadows moved and attacked the Killer Queen's army, they couldn't move. The Killer Queen told them to leave, and the black shadow turned out to be Abyss. However, the two were trapped, and the Satanist soldiers prepared to release their arrows. When the arrow was shot, a troop suddenly stood guard in front of Luna and Killer Queen to protect them. In his place, Kunai started looking at the Abyss, moving closer to him. The ring on Kunai's finger told him to throw a grenade and kill them all, but Kunai refused because that meant he would also kill the two sacred leaders. The ring told that the woman from that kingdom intended to kill the demon king. The ring then released a force that knocked Kunai down as he refused the order. As the abyss drew closer, he tried to think of another way to save himself. Kunai then decided to change his character and transform into a different person. Luna and Killer Queen were confused by the new figure. With his new form and power, Kunai immediately beat the Satanist troops. The squad leader suspected Kunai was one of the Holy Knight's order and ordered the squad to attack again. But Kunai immediately moved and threw a quick punch to knock him out. He again threw many punches that hit all members of the troop. When the troops decided to retreat, Kunai would not allow it. He instantly let out a dragon punch attack that instantly crushed them all. Killer Queen asked who Kunai used the new character. Kunai told if his name was Kurosame Zero. Killer Queen then apologized for involving Zero in his troubles. However, Zero didn't mind handling the commotion at all. Elsewhere, it seemed that the leader of the Satanist troops managed to escape and take the abyss away. He mentioned Kurosame Zero, whom he referred to as the Hair of Dragon Blood who fought demons, obeyed humans, and ravaged the land. That person was annoyed that Zero's figure cooperated with the Holy Light Empire. After that, Kurosame Zero returned to Kunai. He was with Aku and Luna inside the horse carriage. Luna told that Kunai was currently employed as her bodyguard. At a fancy restaurant, Luna's favorite, Kunai, brought everyone out for dinner to celebrate Aku's leg healing. He also gave a cake for the girl's gift. As the four enjoyed their cake, a woman who recognized Luna greeted them. Luna told that the woman was the leader of the socialite world named Ebifree Butterfly. She was the central figure of a noble lady who wielded powerful influence. Kunai thought that Ebifree could become very dangerous if she became an enemy, so he planned to make Ebifree his ally. Kunai invited her to sit with them and said they hosted a dinner celebrating Aku's leg healing. He asked Ebifree to give Aku a few words as greetings for her. After congratulating Aku, Ebifree asked Kunai what he thought of the holy capital. Kunai said that the city was amazing even though, on the way, he passed several villages that were left behind and very different from the situation in the capital. Kunai told her that he intended to make the entire area of the city a paradise, and as a first step, he gave a piece of soap to Ebifree. Luna explained the greatness of soap could make the skin shine. Ebifree then studied Luna and Aku's glowing faces. She immediately accepted the soap and was grateful for the wonderful gift. Kunai recounted his plan to build a hot spring in Rabi village, which would revive Ebifree's beauty. He kept on babbling to get Ebifree interested. Suddenly a loud bang was heard, and then the servant ran into the room and announced that there was an attack from the Satanist troops. Kunai asked Aku to protect the people in that place. Meanwhile, Kunai would come out to calm the commotion outside. Luna intended to help, but Kunai forbade it because she suspected a Satanist would come and target her. He then jumped and darted straight into the scene of the commotion. Meanwhile, it turned out that Maiken and Yukikez seemed to be involved in a fight and launched an attack on the Satanist troops. Yukikez used her ice attack to freeze and destroy them, but they were outnumbered and managed to surround both of them. When a troop swung a sword at them, an attack fell right on top of the troop. Yukikez and Maiken were surprised when they recognized Kunai standing at that height. When the Satanist army heard Maiken and Yukikez calling Kunai the Demon King, they started to panic and fear. The Kunai then launched an attack that instantly took down the entire troop. One of the troops sliced their hand and revealed a symbol to summon a demon. A mid-level demon appeared in that place, which was called Carnival. Yukikez revealed that the demon was summoned at the cost of the life of the Satanist who summoned it. Carnival went berserk when summoned, but he got excited once he saw how many humans had gathered. He then unleashed a killing field attack, creating a shield that enveloped the city. Yukikez explained that as long as the demon was alive, they won't be able to escape the city. Then Kunai threw a rock at the demon's head, making him berserk. The demon lunged at the Kunai, but was suddenly pushed back when he realized the force against him. Carnival immediately apologized and tried to beg for mercy. Kunai, knowing that the demon had killed many people, refused to pardon and decided to finish him off in one strike. After that, everyone there immediately worshipped Kunai's prowess as a demon king. To calm the guests, the restaurant hired a clown to entertain the guests. But it turned out that he was the killer clown Carmilla who was after Luna. Carmilla glanced at Luna's table and seemed happy because the girl didn't bring anyone with her. When Carmilla came to their table to say hello, he offered to show off his magic skills. Suddenly, Carmilla panicked when he realized his missing hands. Carino teased Carmilla and returned both his hands upside down. Carmilla immediately panicked, but immediately put his hands up properly. She approached Carmilla and said the poison in his pocket stung a lot. She advised Carmilla to use another, better method if he wanted to kill someone. Threatened to dismember his body if Carmilla ever appeared in front of her again. Carmilla immediately ran away and screamed in fear. Meanwhile, elsewhere, Mount Fuji and Queen were fighting an army of skeletons. When the lower-level demon, Honey Trap, appeared, Queen immediately killed one of them without difficulty. Martial arts came and helped to finish off the last demon. In a different fight, Mink and Organ also helped attack the Satanist troops that attacked the church. On the other hand, the remaining Satanist troop gathered and reported that the troop had been defeated. They sacrificed their lives to summon a demon that would havoc on the land. A prince of darkness named Oluit looked irritated that he was summoned to such an ominous place. Meanwhile, Angel White could feel an evil aura rising in the palace. She suspected a high-level demon had just been summoned to her country. Angel White then activated Cherub's protection and created a shield that protected the royal capital. Beyond the span, Mount Fuji and Queen saw Oluit emerge. Mount Fuji tried to attack Oluit, but his strength was too great, and he was immediately sent flying. Oluit removed Angel White's shield and sent her flying with his killing field attack. At the palace, Angel White still tried to defend her shield with the strength she had left to protect the palace. Meanwhile, to fight Oluit, Queen used God's Hammer Sigma to jump and launch an attack. It was then that Mink came to the place and joined the fight. Oluit's attack pushed Queen, who tried to block it with shields. However, Oluit's strength was so great that he could destroy the Queen's armor and bring her down. Mink tried to counterattack, but Oluit easily stopped her attack. When Queen tried to stand up, Tron spilled Abyss onto the scene. Queen and Mink couldn't move their bodies. Oluit used the opportunity to kick and knock them both out. He then launched his ultimate attack, Ray of Darkness, and ended the fight. As Queen and Mink collapsed helplessly, Angel White stood atop the battlements and called out to them. Queen asked Angel White not to get into the fight to defend the shield. Not far from that place, Kunai was watching the fight. He saw Oluit stomp on Queen, and it pissed him off because he already messed up the place. Kunai then changed his character to Kurosemi Zero to take care of the fight. Zero then approached Oluit and threw his kick. He immediately threw a punch that sent Oluit flying and attacked him again. Oluit tried to find an opening for Zero with his Ray of Darkness, but the attack didn't work. Realizing his strength had run out, Oluit jumped in and absorbed Tron's blood. Zero approached Tron and gave her a potion to heal her wound. Oluit was annoyed and asked about Zero's healing abilities. He decided to use all of his strength and transformed into the form of a giant bat demon. Zero dealt a punch as the demon attacked him. The monster's body instantly shattered and turned to dust. Killer Queen and Angel White could only be surprised by Zero's powerful strength. After finishing the fight, Hirusenin Zero returned to his kunai form to meet Angel White. The girl asked if kunai was the Mao told in the legend. Kunai decided to justify Angel White's conjecture without debate. He told of his first meeting with Luna and told her that he was now friends with her. Angel White was surprised because she knew Luna's character and wondered what magic Kunai used to make her sister obey. She asked if Mao's coming to her country was to bring disaster. Kunai advised Angel White to decide for herself after seeing what he would do in the land. Kunai revealed that he was looking for Seraphim. If Angel White had an archive room, Kunai asked permission to use it freely. Angel White suspected Kunai was investigating Seraphim's weakness to kill him. Even so, she finally allowed Kunai to use the room, but refused to say anything about the Seraphim. When Kunai intended to leave the room, Angel White wanted to exterminate the Demon King. Kunai explained that calling them Demon Kings would be an exaggeration because those creatures were so weak. After leaving Angel White, Kunai thought the girl looked normal and different from her two younger siblings. He thought about the number of skills points he had accumulated. Kunai could use it to summon aids, set up hospitals, and build baths. He and Aku went to the archives room to discover why Seraphim had disappeared. But after reading several books, Kunai couldn't find any information about the angel. Kunai thought of the possibility of the Seraphim escaping from the remaining demons, but Aku suspected that the Seraphim was watching over and guarding the country from somewhere. When Kunai intended to take Aku back to the inn, that girl asked him to read her a story about a dog named Pochi. Kunai asked the maid about the labyrinth and the fairy tale there, and then she thought of something. On the way back, Kunai said he had some business and asked Aku to head back to the inn first. When Kunai turned into an alley, Tron appeared. Apparently, the girl knew that Kunai was Zero. She asked Kunai to summon Zero, and Kunai agreed. But Kunai asked Tron to obey him and work for him. Finally, Kunai brought Tron back to the inn. When Luna saw Tron, she called the girl a half-demon. Kunai asked Luna to act as if she didn't know about it. Moreover, he employed Tron in Rabi's village as his employee. He then asked you to teleport them all to the Rabi's village. When they arrived, Momo and Kion came and greeted them and told them that the fertilizer and pulley Kunai bought were very helpful. Then Kunai and you went over a large enough area to create a basin hospital. In an instant, the building was complete with furniture in it. Kunai then discussed the cost of the service they would provide. He asked you to set a low fee for poor people to seek treatment. Meanwhile, for the nobles, they had to take the greatest advantage. You accepted the input and suggested that they should take support from the lower class and seize the wealth from the upper class. After that, Kunai created a hot spring right next to the hospital, complete with amenities. Kion and Momo, who had just finished gardening, were surprised to see the two large buildings suddenly appearing in their village. Kunai then asked them to go home and summoned all the residents to gather at the venue. At night, Kunai planned to summon a genius aide who could carry out any order. After considering many things, he decided to call Tahara Azami to come to the venue. Kunai said that place was not the Tyranny Infinity game. Then he also called you to help him. Kunai asked Tahara to manage the poor village and explained the 3 facilities that had been built and several other tasks he had to perform. Kunai protested with the amount of work he had to do, but Kunai told him that Tahara was a genius, so he could definitely do everything. The next day, Kunai went to an antique shop to sell music boxes. The music shop owner said it was a treasured item and believed Kunai's exaggerated story with the music box. He was determined not to lose the bed and offered a fee of 15 gold coins. Afterward, Kunai went to the bingo shop to order 20 pairs of clothes for his employees to wear. He gave Bingo 5 gold coins and asked him to work on the outfit quickly. Kunai then went to the vegetable shop to order some groceries, which would be delivered regularly to the Rabi's village. That night, Kunai tried to transform into Kurosani Zero. He thought he needed to be able to change characters quickly to keep himself in all conditions. The next day, the girls went to the hot spring, having finished harvesting the carrots in the field. Meanwhile, Tahara had just finished giving theory to the children working at the hot spring. He then asked everyone what he had taught. After that, Tahara checked the work of others and praised one of them, and then would be introduced to Momo and Kion. Both of them felt uncomfortable with open clothes like that. Tahara said that Momo and Kion would get used to it as time passed. He then set an example for the two to bow to welcome customers who came into the bath. Tahara and Kunai welcomed Ebifree Butterfly to the Rabi's village a week later. Ebifree praised what Kunai had done in the village. When the woman was talking about the soap that Kunai had given her, Commando Sambo got out of the carriage. Ebifree introduced the man as her grandfather. He had terrible eyesight and invited Sambo to give him good memories before he died. Sambo protested Ebifree's words and told her to respect the older. Kunai saw through the blindfold Sambo was wearing and suspected that he was suffering from a severe illness. Sambo said that he was the former right-hand man of the famous martial arts. Kunai believed that Sambo had done a lot of services. Sambo said that he lost his eyes several years ago when fighting monsters. Kunai informed one of his employees that she was a reliable doctor who could cure Sambo's eyes. He then asked Tahara to deliver him to you. Arriving at the hospital, you greeted them and started checking on Sambo. Sambo told him that a snake poisoned his eyes. He could only faintly see the outlines of people's bodies. He will be very grateful if it could improve even a little bit. You asked Sambo to calm down as they had medicine to cure his eyes. At that time, Kunai used telepathy and asked you to pretend to use medicine because the ability of her god's hand would shock Ebifree if she saw it. You then took the medicine and dripped it into Sambo's eyes. In an instant, Sambo's vision returned to normal. He burst into tears, expressing his joy. Ebifree approached Sambo and told him to come to Arts to show him his recovery. As an expression of gratitude for healing her grandfather, Ebifree gave her a holy lambda coin. The coin was the highest currency in the country. 10 years ago, when Luna was 6 years old, she had a friend named Eagle. Luna asked Eagle to run to buy bread. In the middle of the trip, the two passed a famous inexpensive restaurant in the capital. Luna was determined that she would eat there every day. Several grown men appeared and called Luna a poor girl. Luna said that one day she would become a holy maiden and made those people regret having looked down on her. 2 years later, Luna managed to become a holy maiden. He told the pastor she had a friend with whom she would make an associate. However, the priest told that the friend that Luna met was no longer there because she had been executed. Luna was surprised and immediately imagined Eagle. The priest explained that Eagle was a demi-human who shouldn't be in the holy city. Sometime later, Luna, as a holy maiden, was granted several poor village areas where demi-humans congregated. She felt that if she became the master of the place, Eagle might not lose her life.
時にまで引き上げた。私は聖女になった。四天使様がめでられた場に主になり、ここを拠点か私に力を。この命は失わずに済んだかも。
Back to the present, Luna was surprised to hear Kunai's voice contacting her via telepathy. Kunai told her that he was on a trip with Ebifree to Luna's place. He asked her to make sure all preparations were perfect. Luna picked up Ebifree and led her into the main area of the hot spring. Momo and Kion entered to help provide service to Ebifree. Luna was excited to invite Ebifree to try all kinds of their hot spring, from sulfur baths and herbs to salt saunas. Angel White received information at the palace that Ebifree was performing maintenance at the Demon King's baths. She was upset when she found out that Ebifree and her sister had sided with the Demon King. Meanwhile, Yu entered a room and found Tahara drawing a village map. She suspected that Tahara was dissatisfied with the location Kunai had chosen to set up the hospital and hot spring. Tahara explained that if things changed, the place would change too, and he had already gotten permission from Kunai. Yu supported what Tahara was doing and discussed several other facilities they would build. Tahara told her to build everything up, and they would use the lambda coins Yu managed to get after healing Ebifree's grandfather. Knowing that she could be of great use to Kunai, Yu was immediately overjoyed. Tahara hoped Yu would still admire Kunai like that so he wouldn't turn scary. Since they were going to turn the village into that big, Yu asked him to ask Ebifree's opinion. But Tahara disagreed and reminded her of the Nightless Palace incident. Yu said that she had come into contact with strange things, and she felt that the existence of God must be in Kunai. In the afternoon, Yu asked Kunai to go to her room for a routine check. But that was just an alibi so that Yu could be alone with Kunai. They all got together with Ebifree in the evening to enjoy a sumptuous dinner. After that, Kunai went to the hot spring to enjoy the facilities he had built. Suddenly, Tron came in and called him Zero. But Kunai immediately transferred her to the women's area. A while later, when Kunai wanted to turn on the TV, he realized that the TV couldn't work in that world. He wanted to learn other things so he could know more things. Items that were used up in that place could be filled by itself.
さすがにテレビはゲーム本来のやっぱり食い物関係は消耗品は勝手に補充ただ関係はダメってことかにも饅頭が置かれている腫れてたしな
At that time, Oku went in and slept on the bed next to Kunai. She said that today she tried the herbal bath. Kunai told if he could smell the fragrance coming from Aku's body. As Kunai tried to settle down next to Aku, Luna came in and interrupted them. She then decided to come to sleep with Kunai and Aku. In the morning, Kunai left messages for everyone and went to the capital. At the same place, Yukikaze told Mikan she had a dream of the Demon King last night. As they continued to talk about the Demon King, Yukikaze saw Kunai and immediately ran over to call out to him. Kunai then greeted the two back, even though he couldn't remember their names. Kunai said that he regretted that carrots could only be produced in Rabi's village. He intended to popularize business cards in the village. Yukikaze asked what Kunai had been up to since they never met. Kunai said he was busy setting up the main base in Rabi's village and revitalizing the village. He had gone to the capital because there was a bit of business at the Adventurers Guild. Yukikaze asked what Kunai wanted to know in that place. Kunai replied that he was looking into the labyrinth in the north, even though he actually wanted to know the information on how to resist magic. Yukike said if Kunai could leave the matter to her, but Maiken grumbled and said that Kunai was the Demon King. But Yukike's ignored her and offered Kunai a drink at their regular bar. After that, Yukike's took Kunai while Maiken walked, annoyed, in front of them. Although Yukika's liked him, Kunai realized that Maiken didn't welcome him. Kunai felt that he didn't need to worry about this because once the management of Rabi's village went smoothly, Maiken's hatred would surely disappear.
迷子になる。
思わず見た目は図書館で本
みかん先導して。
まあまあおなんてもうこっちのみかんというの村の運営がうまく
Moments later, the three arrived at Noma Noma's bar. Maiken ordered 3 beers and told the bar owner she had come with a customer. The bar owner and the people there greeted Kunai enthusiastically. They called Kunai the Demon King who had defeated Carnival. When the bar owner came with their drinks, she said the people there thanked Kunai for saving them from the demons and Satanist forces. The woman asked Kunai to drink as much as he wanted without paying. After Kunai finished drinking his 1 glass of beer, the woman returned with some food. Kunai recognized the sete he recognized as the one in Yohu City. He praised the taste of the food and said that he had eaten it before, but it didn't taste good. He was afraid that the food in the bar would not taste good either, but it turned out to be delicious. Even though the owner was annoyed, she remembered that Kunai had saved her from the demons twice. Maiken then explained the rule in the Adventurers Guild that they usually hunted monsters and returned with rewards. Sometimes they also searched for treasures in labyrinths and ruins. Yukike's countered that the guild received various requests and gave them to adventurers to receive the brokerage fee. Apart from that, the guild also bought several body parts of monsters that had been hunted. If the parts they got were good, they could sell them at high prices. They also implemented a ranking system. The higher the rank of an adventurer, the higher the privileges and rewards that could be obtained. Maiken told Kunai that the guild had many great and prosperous adventurers. Therefore, they competed to get as many adventurers as possible. Yukike's added that adventurers could also become mercenaries when they were unemployed. Even so, there was a certain time for them to enter the labyrinth. Adventurers didn't encounter many monsters, so they didn't have a stable income. Kunai listened to the two explain and assumed that adventurers were self-employed jobs risking their lives. Yukike said it would be difficult to enter the northern country during the war because there were many double agents and spies. Kunai said that if the country continued to fight, there would be no industrial and agricultural production. He didn't expect to get so much information from Maiken and Yukikaze. Kunai asked what items could be found in the labyrinth. Maiken told him that they could get 5 weapons and armor there. One of them was the weapon used by the holy maidens, who belonged to the legendary type.
おじさまになら。
慣れ慣れしいってレベル迷宮から発掘できるし
いろいろあるけど種類に分けられるわね。族とか皮とかで作られるもの
魔物の牙や皮、私も詳しくは知らないけど。
や素材から作られるハイエンド、その名の通りのレジェンド。
そうか。
Yukike said that they would find an item that had never been found before and gave it a name. Kunai asked if he could buy something that could counteract magic or a sword that could cut through hard surfaces. Yukike said that all the skills possessed by Kunai could defeat any enemy. Even so, Kunai still planned to go north to make sure. Yukike's offered to take herself and Maiken as they knew the area much better and would be helpful to Kunai. Meanwhile, in the palace, Angel White planned to bring back Luna by using her Omega Wand and teleporting to the Rabi's village. When she got there, Angel was confused because the place looked crowded. She met up with Tahara, who thought of her as a reserved light mage, and then Tahara put her to work. Not long after, Luna came and was surprised to see her sister there. She then showed her the large carrot she had just harvested. But Angel didn't really care and invited Luna back to the palace. Angel said that the Demon King had deceived Luna. Luna refused Angel's invitation and told her the area was being renovated. Angel suspected that the Demon King would summon another demon in the village. She asked where Luna got the money to carry out such a large construction. Luna explained that they earned money by selling holy coins. Then Tron appeared and asked Luna for help destroying the coral reef. When Tron pulled her away, Luna enlisted Momo and Keon's help to take her sister to a hot spring. Arriving at the hot spring, Angel was surprised to find the amount of hot water and wondered what precisely the Demon King and Luna were planning in the village. When Angel opened a room, she was surprised to find the Demon King bathing there. Kunai told her that it was an open-air bathing area. He asked the purpose of Angel, came to him, and threw a towel. Kunai tried to remain calm and unaffected, even though he was nervous about facing the girl. Likewise, Angel couldn't control her mind and asked what the Demon King was doing in her kingdom. And he also took Ebifree. Kunai informed her that he didn't take Luna and Ebifree because they stayed in the Rabbi's village of their own free will. He explained why Ebifree stayed there, for the hot springs benefit from relaxing the body and mind from daily activities. Angel seemed to understand Ebifree's reasoning because she felt the hot water made her comfortable. Kunai poured a glass of sake for Angel, but she refused. He suspected Angel might be worried if he poured poison into the drink, but Angel brushed it off and told him that she could see whether there was poison in the drink or not. Kunai said that the real poison for him was the higher-ups in the country. He mentioned several backward villages and labeled Angel as an incompetent leader. Angel finally accepted the sake and didn't issue any defense. Kunai announced that he was not an enemy of the kingdom. Kunai gave something to Angel, and the gift was in the form of a yellow circle that flew over Angel's head. Angel wondered how a demon king could have such a thing. In the evening, Kunai used his teleportation to take Angel to her palace. Angel was surprised to learn that the Demon King had the same teleportation ability as the Seraphim. She asked who the figure in front of her really was. Kunai told her that he was actually someone who would need Luna's help in the future and was summoned by thrones. Angel asked if he was an enemy of the Seraphim. Kunai said that he had no such intention. After Kunai left, Angel thought Kunai was Lucifer, a fallen angel who became a demon king. She promised herself that she would turn Kunai back into an angel. The next day, before starting the journey north, Kunai handed over the hospital and asked Yu to do well. He also left village affairs to Tahara. He advised that if anyone approached the village with bad intentions, Tahara had to eliminate them immediately. It wasn't long before Yukikaze and Mikan came to pick him up to go to the prison maze in Rookie City. This is the end of Mao-sama Retry. Thank you. Keep watching the content from this channel. Remember to like and subscribe to keep you updated with our latest content. See you in the next video.